Hello there and welcome to this Cyclotech review video. Today we're going to be looking at some Effetto Mariposa Tyre Invaders. I've got them here. Let's take a look. Tyre Invaders are a tyre insert, and this is them. They come in a nice little bag, which is handy for keeping stuff in afterwards. There you go, Effetto Mariposa. And I'll just put that back down there. This is the Tyre Invader. Don't know if you can see that there. They're an EVA tyre insert. They're a bit different from some of the ones you may see. They got this, let me show you, a bit more sensible. They've got a rectangular shape to them. And the idea of these is they actually sit inside your tyre, and they give you some protection when you're running lower pressures off road, and because you want the lower pressures for grip and control and stuff like this. But if you start to go too low and you're running over rocky or rooty areas, you run the risk of damaging your rims. Basically, I took my new hand sling gravel bike out for a ride recently, and the first ride hit a big chunk of flint, which an enormous crack sound. I mean, the rim was fine, but it started me thinking about tyre inserts, and the Effetto Mariposas are the first ones we're going to try. They come in one length, multiple widths. Like I say, it's an EVA foam, non-absorbent, so it won't soak up sealant. And like I say, it comes in, you get two in a set. And they come in one length, which you then cut down. I don't know if you can see that there, but they've handily numbered it 22, 26, 27 and 29. And you cut it to the length you need, and then you join the two pieces with zip ties, good old zip ties. Then you insert in your tyre, and this EVA foam, it's the same kind of stuff you would get on your running shoes, and it basically soaks up those impacts that you have, and saves your rims hopefully, and will also hopefully stop any sort of punctures you might have got from those impacts. I mean, I've got a set of, in fact, I've got two sets of aluminium wheels, the rim brakes, and they have dents in them. They're still running true, but they have dents, so they're a pain to set up tubeless, because you've got a small hole there. The sealant has to do extra work to seal that before they settle down. But also when you're braking, you get that dunk dunk every time you hit that dent. So something like this could have saved me that trouble. It's got various cutouts. In fact, the reason it's called I don't know if you can see that there. It says Tyre Invader. And it's got these little, if you're an old 80s gaming fan, you would recognise these shapes. They're from Space Invaders, basically. So it's a little joke on their part. They recommend, once you cut them down to size, that you put them on your rim and stretch them overnight, basically, before installing them in the tyre. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut these down, stretch them overnight, and then I will show you how easy or not it is to install them in the tyre and set them up. So that's that for the moment. I'll add an extra bit on the end. I'll also put a link to the previews on Cyclotech Review. See you in a bit. Okay, I thought I'd show you the first part of the process. As I said, the tyre comes in one length, and you cut it down to size. You've got 26, then 7.5, 27.5, and then 9, 29. I'm using a 700C wheel, so I'm not going to cut this down. If you place it around the wheel, you can see that there's a good 50mm gap there. So you need to give it a little stretch. That's what we're going to do. So take your zip tie. You've got two zip ties. Put them in through the holes, straightforward. And then when you join the zip ties, just do the first couple of clicks. Don't go all the way straight away. So you can see I've now got about 10-20 mil there. So sit the tyre in there. Sit the wheel rather, not the tyre. It's pretty stretchy. It's not particularly difficult. Just getting it centred. This is just to stretch it overnight before we put it into the tyre. There you go, it's sitting centrally there. And now I'm just going to give a bit of a stretch of the, and it's closing the gap pretty easy. It doesn't require much force. So knocking things down there. Okay, it's on the rim now. I'll cut the tails off later on, but I'm going to leave that overnight, let that stretch out as they recommend, and then I'll show you how well I fare at getting into the tyre. Hopefully it'll be fairly straightforward. This is a 40 mil width. I've got a set of 44 mil wide Vittoria tyres. I had to think about that for a minute there. And that's what I'll be using these on. So I'll show you those tomorrow and how well they go on. Thanks, guys. Okay, guys, it's day 2. I've given the Tyre Invaders time to stretch overnight, sat them on the rims, and let's see how easy or not it is to install them. Quick thing on the zip ties, I've cut them flush so there's no sort of sharp bit sticking out, and then pushed it so they're the sides rather than the top, so you're not going to get a tyre coming down onto a sharp bit of cut off zip tie. When you're installing it, amongst the cutouts you've got a long rectangular slot. Basically you want to sit that over your valve, so that's where your valve will be, and that will allow air in and out. So let's see how easy this goes on. So I've got a set of Handsling's own wheels here, which is going to go on my Handsling gravel bike. They're carbon rims, and a set of Vittoria Mezcals. They're 44 mil tyres. So let's start with the valve at the top. Find the horizontal slot, and let's start fitting. I can see this is going to be a bit of a fiddle, not a 5-minute job, but maybe not an hour. I'm basically pushing the insert in. I'm going to hold it in place. I'm going to partially install the tyre as well, just so hopefully it stops the insert popping out. It's still got a bit of stretch to go, so just like as if you're installing a tyre, I'm working my way around slowly. It keeps wanting to pop out. If this takes too long, I'll speed this section up. But it looks, there you go, it's popped out here again as well. But if we keep working our way around, keeping an eye on the other side, that looks like I've still got the top end's popped out now. It's chasing. This could take a bit longer than I thought. Right, let's make sure the valve has moved. Let's pop the tyre back in again. I think it's one of those jobs that once you've done it a few times, it'll become pretty simple. But first time round, there we go, I'm stretching it up. I think this might be the one. Yeah, it's in. No, it's not. It's popped out again. I'm being good and I'm not swearing. There we go. Right. I'm basically going to manipulate the insert now, make sure it's sitting evenly over the rim, because the idea is that the, as you can just see, it's partially in there. The idea is that the insert sits on top of your rim, protecting it. So you want to make sure it's sitting centrally in the tyre. Now let's see how easy it is to install the tyre with the insert in. This tyre goes on pretty easy. I can almost, on this rim, install it by hand. So let's see. Looks like I'm going to need a tyre lever. Let's see how easy it goes on. Obviously the insert is taking up a bit of space in the tyre and kind of fighting against I'm pushing the insert over now actually, because it wasn't quite central there. It was more to this side, so I've pushed it over. Maybe that will make a difference. Okay, we've got it on, and now it's a matter of making sure that it's sitting flat within the tyre. And I think what I've done is I've twisted it a bit, so now I'm manipulating it so that again it will sit flat. Although getting it at an angle and pushing it up into the tyre did help me get it on. Obviously I want it to lie flat on the rim. At the moment it's sitting at an angle just in this section here, so I'm just trying to work my way around and get it to sit flat within the tyre. So it looks like there is a bit of a technique, a bit of a learning curve, but it's not anything major. And I mean, what, this is a 5, maybe 10 minutes I've been on this. I'll right, I think now a little bit more manipulation. Right, that feels like it's now. So as I run the tyre, the wheel backwards and forwards, I can feel that the insert is now sitting evenly on the rim. That's good. Okay. So there you go. A bit of a struggle, and obviously different wheel, different tyre and rim combinations might be harder or easier. But I'll inflate this and let's see how it goes up. Okay, so the tyre's on now. I'm using some of Motal's tyre sealant. We're trying that out at the moment. We've got some of their other products that we're reviewing, like cleaning and lubrication. So I'm going to stick some sealant in first. There it goes. That's sealant in. Hopefully it'll go up first time, fingers crossed. Normally these seat fairly easily, so yep, that sounds good. Some nice cracks and bangs there. the valve. Okay, so valve's in. Lots of hissing and popping. Seems to be holding. I'll put a bit more air in. And then head it out and ride it. Well, I'll get the back one done as well. But hopefully that means I don't have to worry now about damaging my rims. But I'll put a review up and let you know when it's live. Thanks very much, guys. Bye there.